Hello everybody! So we have finished our learning about the Great Fire of London, and what we are going to do to finish our unit is the Great Fire of London end of unit quiz, which will be very exciting and a good chance for you to put how much you have learnt to the test. So you will need the quiz sheet, which is on the home learning page, which has got the questions on and a space to write your answer, or your workbook, or a piece of paper if you don't have one, and something to write with. Could be a pencil, could be a pen. If you haven't got that, pause the video now and go and grab those things, and then come back and we will make a start. So what we are going to do is I am going to ask the questions. You're going to write down your answer. We're going to go through every single question, and then we are going to go back to the start to go through the correct answers, and you're going to mark them yourselves. So, are we ready for question 1? So, number 1, what year did the Great Fire of London take place? What year did the Great Fire of London take place? Obviously, if you need extra time, you can pause the video, but it should be a quick one to write down. Okay, number 2. On which date did the fire start? Sunday the 2nd of September 1666, or Monday the 3rd of September 1666, or Tuesday the 4th of September 1666? This one has a bit longer answer, so it might be best to pause the video now to write your answer down. Okay, let's move on to question 3. When the fire started, was it nighttime outside? So was it dark, like nighttime? Or was it daytime? Was it light? When the fire started, was it nighttime outside or daytime? Have a think. What time was it the fire started? Remember, if you need to pause the video, pause the video. We will move on to question 4. What type of business/shop did the fire start in? So the building that the fire started in, what type of shop was it? What did they sell there? Have a think. If you're not sure, think back to that very first lesson where you were in the kitchen with Miss Clark. Okay, ready for question 5. What was the name of the street that the fire started on? What was the name of the street that the fire started on? So that business or shop I said about, what street was it on? Remember, pause the video, write your answer. Okay, ready for question 6. In 1666, what were houses made out of? In 1666, what were houses made out of? Okay, are we ready for question 7? Write one reason why the fire spread so quickly. You might notice that the answer box is covering up quite a big area because there were a few different reasons. I just want you to choose one as to why the fire spread so quickly. So for this one, there are 5 different options, but you just choose one. Okay, ready for question 8. Was Samuel Pepys a rich man or a poor man? So did he have lots of money? Was he a rich man with lots of money or a poor man with no money? Was Samuel Pepys a rich man or a poor man? Think, what did we learn about Samuel Pepys from his diary? Okay, ready for question 9. Is Samuel Pepys' diary a primary source or a secondary source? Is Samuel Pepys' diary a primary source or a secondary source? Okay, on to question 10. What did Samuel Pepys do with his expensive wine and cheese? What did Samuel Pepys do with his expensive wine and cheese? Remember, they were very important. What did he do with them to keep them safe? Okay, question 11. Move me out of the way. What was the reason that houses were pulled down using fire hooks? Why did they think that that was the best thing to do to help stop the fire? What did they want to achieve by pulling down houses? Here's the fire hook. Okay, on to question 12. What happened to the weather that helped the fire to stop spreading so quickly? So when it came to the 5th day, what had changed about the weather that meant the fire stopped spreading quite so fast? And on to our last question, question 13. On which date was the fire finally put out? Was it Wednesday the 5th of September? Thursday the 6th of September? Or Friday the 7th of September? So pause the video, write your answer, and then we will go through our answers. If you want to check over your answers first, maybe get yourself a different colour pen. You might like to get yourself a green felt tip or a green highlighter to do your marking with. Up to you. You might just want to use a special pen and give yourself some ticks. Remember, it doesn't matter if we've made any mistakes. We might not get them all right, and that is okay. It's all just a bit of fun. Right, so let's go back to question. Oh, don't want to do it without pausing the video. 1. What year did the Great Fire of London take place? The Great Fire of London took place in 1666. So if you've got 1666 written down, give yourself a big tick. Number 2. On which date did the fire start? The fire started on Sunday, the 2nd of September, 1666. So if you've got Sunday, the 2nd of September written down, give yourself a big tick. Number 3. When the fire started, was it nighttime outside or daytime? It was nighttime. Remember, it started in the early hours of the morning, so it was nighttime, people were sleeping. We saw in Samuel Pepys' diary that he said, the maid, Jane, woke me up. So he was asleep, and then when he saw the fire was far off, he went back to bed. So nighttime. Number 4, what type of business or shop did the fire start in? Hopefully you all remembered it was in a bakery. If you got bakery, give yourself a tick. Number 5, what was the name of the street that the fire started on? So what street was the bakery on? It was Pudding Lane, which is funny. I always find that funny because it's Pudding Lane and it's a bakery. So give yourself a big tick if you got Pudding Lane. Number 6, in 1666, what were houses made out of? In 1666, houses were made out of wood. So today they are made out of bricks. In 1666, they were made out of wood. Give yourself a tick if you got wood. Number 7, write one reason why the fire spread so quickly. So I am going to show you, I think it's 5 different reasons, and you just need to have one of these written down for a correct mark. So, London was dry after a long hot summer. The houses were made of wood. The houses were close together. It was windy. And warehouses were full of wood and rope. If you got one of those 5 reasons, give yourself a big tick. And we will move on to question 8. Was Samuel Pepys a rich man or a poor man? He was a rich man. We know he had expensive wine, expensive cheese, had gold, and he had maids. He was a rich man. Number 9, is Samuel Pepys' diary a primary source or a secondary source? It is a primary source. Remember, he was actually there. It is a first-hand piece of information from somebody who was there. He saw it with his own eyes, so it is a primary source. Number 10, what did Samuel Pepys do with his expensive wine and cheese? He buried it in his garden. Obviously, your answer doesn't have to be exactly the same. You could have, he dug a hole in his garden to put it in, but a grown-up will be able to help you. He buried it in his garden. Something around that says the same sort of thing. Number 11. What was the reason that houses were pulled down using fire hooks? Why did they think it was a good idea to pull houses down? To create gaps between the houses. So they thought if they made some space between the houses, the fire wouldn't spread so quickly. It wouldn't jump from house to house. Well done if you got that one right. Number 12. What happened to the weather that helped the fire to stop spreading so quickly? So by the end, the wind had slowed down. So the wind wasn't blowing quite so fast. So the fire stopped spreading so quickly. So the wind slowed down. And our final question. On which date was the fire finally put out? Was it Wednesday the 5th of September, Thursday the 6th of September, or Friday the 7th of September? The correct answer is Thursday the 6th of September. So it started on the Sunday and it burned Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, put out on the Thursday. So give yourself a score out of 13. Remember, whatever score you got, I am super, super proud of you. Well done for amazing learning on our Great Fire of London topic. I know it is a bit harder when we are at home and at school, but you have made us so super duper proud. So a very big well done you. Round of applause, pat on the back, and a big thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed our Great Fire of London quiz.